Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 320 of Comic Book Queers. Hi, I'm Brett, and with me, as always, is our co-host, Evil Jeff. Evil Jeff, what?
320. You know what 320 means?
Marijuana?
No, that's 420.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh, shit. We're 100 episodes away of doing the high episode.
Doing the high episode.
Woo, yeah.
They say so ironically. Yeah. Every episode's the high episode. Hi.
That actually, I do not do this show high because I once did a high improv show. Okay. And I was like, you all aren't going to be ready
for how funny you are,
the brilliance. And I just was on stage like,
what?
Like, nope. I can't even remember people's names. I get names wrong. I call issues episodes and episodes issues. You want me?
You do that all the time. That's not.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let's add high to that. Yeah. Full on stroke victim. All right. Anyway.
Okay. Well, I ate a gummy about 1 hour ago.
Oh yeah. So you're fine no matter what.
I'm fine no matter what. Evil Jeff has been around me where mere mortals would drop on the bar floor. Or at least be incoherent, but 9 cocktails deep, I'm still charming and witty as ever, like a Rockefeller.
Yeah, we're the opposite. You have like a cat, like you could handle anything, and me, I get a whiff of a popper, and then I'm like passing out.
You know what? My curse is that I'm always the one who helps my friend who got sick.
Girl, but because I usually am the one that stays more sober, I'm also the one who has to help.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you the time where I went to a gay hot tub party? Ooh. And it was the hottest men and the hottest guy that I've had a crush on forever was like, me and my friend want to have a threesome with you. But at the same time, my other friend started barfing and I had to
have a threesome with him?
No, I had to take him to a bathroom, change his clothes from his bathing suit, dry him off. While he kept throwing up. And then as I was dragging his drunkenness out to my car to take him home, that guy and the other guy were having sex. And they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, being a good friend sucks.
Being responsible sucks.
Yeah,
Having a high
being sober down the
is
stairs
wonderful.
And had sex.
You should have thrown him down the stairs. That is the lesson. Never try. Instead, throw it down the stairs.
Yes. Well, we have a jam-packed episode.
We have a jam-packed episode. We have got 7 different X-Men comic books to talk about. We have got a significant episode 6 of Agatha All Along.
Yes.
What word would you use to describe that episode?
Well, I guess this is backstory.
Sure. I was going more for an adjective.
I don't know what the adjective would be. Gay.
Faggotry.
No, that's
our favorite. It's a noun.
I will say, yeah, but okay. Well, here we'll talk about it. When
okay, first. I've seen many posts on social media about a lot of gay comic book fans buying a particular book that just dropped on the market, and I am very excited to talk about it. Evil Jeff, do you know what dropped on shelves?
No.
Well, let's
is it
find out, because I was all like,
and he was all like, and she was all like, and then they were all like, and I was all like, what?
Wow.
Evil Jeff, I don't know if we're ready for the fact that the Dazzler Omnibus
make that bigger.
Is upon us.
I love, who's that artist? That's
art.
That.
Isn't that Art Germ? One of those.
I don't know, but it's great.
Art Germ.
Isn't
that a hot variant? That's a variant.
Yeah, she Dazzler. She's literally She has an arm up, showing off the armpit, holding a microphone while also cupping her undulous breasts.
She's supporting her breasts as they undulate with her arm, her forearm. Her hand, same arm, is holding a microphone, doing a lot of work. Her left arm and hand. And she looks just as curvaceous and traditionally beautiful as every other Art Germ piece that I've seen.
Love it.
Art Germ?
So this is an omnibus of every single Dazzler thing that's happened.
I don't know if it's every singular. Every singler. That's Dazzler's new sidekick, Singler.
The Singler.
She's about to drop a new Singler.
But
it was the
if it's an
Singler off the
omnibus,
album.
Omnibus means everything, right?
Does it mean everything, or does it mean just the solo series, like the original solo series, or is it also like?
It might have a like maybe an important run in like Uncanny or something.
Like Outback?
That.
Did someone say Outback?
If I were to choose like I would put in like 213, 214, like when she's training with Rogue.
I would put the one where what's his name from the graphic novel comes back to get her after she pops out of the Siege Perilous.
Yes, see, that's a good one. I guess,
what was his name? Roman Polanski?
I don't even remember what his name.
One of the guys was Roman.
Which was that was the first well, I guess he appeared in an earlier issue, but that was when Strong Guy first came about. Right?
Yeah, I believe so. He was her bodyguard.
Well, he was Layla Cheney's bodyguard.
He was Lila Cheney's bodyguard. Excuse me.
Is it Lila?
Lila.
I'm gonna look Dazzler Omnibus.
But Evil Jeff, I'm like seeing a lot of posts of queers in the know. By that I mean X-Men fans, and it's like a rite of passage. It's like seeing O'Mary. People are like, "I did it! I have it!" and they're holding it up as if to say, "Thou art." You know what I mean?
They're like, if you don't own this, you're not gay. It's kind of like, did you go to the Beyonce concert? Did you go to the Charlie XCX Troye Sivan concert? Do you own the Dazzler Omnibus?
If you don't own this, don't come to FlameCon.
All right, I have what it contains.
Okay, thank you.
What
is it? Yes.
It contains X-Men 130 to 131, her first appearance.
Oh, X-Men.
The Dark Phoenix saga. Amazing Spider-Man 203 from the 60s. No, 1963. Oh, I think that's just when the comic started.
When the book started.
Yeah.
But is that the one where Spider-Man is like, "Hey, you and I can figure out how you're going to repay me for saving you later," and she's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Weird.
Dazzler issues 1 to 42 from 1981. Marvel graphic novel number 12, Beauty and the Beast 1 through 4.
Shut! I'm about to scream like into this microphone.
Secret Wars number 4.
Oh, fun!
And material from What If number 33 and Marvel Fanfare number 38. So none of the later Dazzler stuff after she joined the Uncanny X-Men and the Outback stuff. I will tell you this though.
Yeah.
Ask me if I'm buying this.
Are you buying this?
No.
Because it's $150.
It's $100. Well, here right now on Amazon, it's $115.
Oh, okay.
So it's on sale. I'm not buying it because I don't know if people have read the Dazzler solo series or Beauty and the Beast or her part in Secret Wars 2. It's not good.
Well, the Beyonder falls in love with her in Secret Wars 2, yeah?
And starts dating her, and that's weird. And then she becomes... Is that when she becomes a Herald of Galactus? No.
I don't think so, but...
When does she become a Herald of Galactus?
I'm fuzzy on this. I've always been fuzzy on those details. But if you buy the Dazzler Omnibus, I bet it's in there.
I'm not going to, because Beauty and the Beast, boring, terrible. All right, well, you're having it for your gay status symbol. And I don't need a status symbol to prove that I'm gay. All I need is a dick, and I will suck it and prove it again and again and again.
Accepted by the Dazzler A-list. Again and again and again. Well, I'm totally going to buy it. Well, I'm not going to buy it, but I looked at my husband and was like, a Dazzler Omnibus just dropped for $150. And then I just went, ho, ho, ho. And he was like, why are you laughing like that? And I was like, never mind. Okay. We have a lot.
He didn't get it.
He didn't get it. We have a lot of other stuff to talk about. I feel like saving our X-Men books for the end, and I want to talk about some TV. How you feel about that?
I want to talk about TV.
Woohoo!
What you watching? Is it me naked? No? Oh, fine.
All right, what you watching? What are we watching, Evil Jeff?
Well,
are we
what
watching?
are we talking? I mean, oh shit,
Uzumaki on Max. Based on the So what is it based on?
Hold on a second. I want to bring up Uzumaki, Junji Ito's Uzumaki, which we've talked about. We've talked about his stuff before, the actual like graphic novel, scary horror graphic novels. He writes the scariest graphic horror novels around. And they decided to make a cartoon in the exact style that he draws.
How do you do this?
Me. It's all me.
How do you make it small?
It's the one with the two of us with the little thing. Wait, where did it go? Why did it? There we go.
How do you do it? How'd you do that? Oh, it's that one?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Adrian's gonna freak out. All right.
Uzumaki, which is Japanese for spiral. And basically it's a town where everybody starts becoming obsessed with spirals and to the point of death. And it's all different weird death things. And it's creepy. And I have bad news after we talk about, but what did you think of this, Brett? I thought this was great.
I thought it was great. It was so great that I was watching it with my husband, and he, in the middle of it, got up and said, I can't take it anymore. It's too intense.
Yeah,
and he went to bed.
It's fucking creepy.
It's fucking intense. Yeah, if you want to be scared.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just like this one guy's dad is suddenly like, I love spirals. When I take a bath, I put the water in a spiral. Oh, look at that. It's a spiral. Oh, hey, let's look at some spirals. It's just like full on, like someone having like a schizophrenic break, but the whole town is doing it at the same time.
Mm-hmm. He actually, and this is one of the goriest things to think about, twists himself using a machine into a spiral. When they find his body, he is stretched and encircled into
each bone broken one by one into a spiral.
Oh, there's some gore in here. Like there's a scene, like trigger warning, everybody. I'm about to say something like really disgusting. There's a scene where some guy takes scissors and like clips off his, and this is gross, you guys, clips off his fingerprints, his like fingertips.
Because they're a spiral.
Because they're spirals. It's disturbing, gory
and
imagery.
If you're watching the YouTube channel, you can't see it if you're listening, but if you're watching, the image we have is one of the girls gets a spiral in her forehead that starts growing until it starts sucking everybody into it, including her own body parts. It's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
And it's scary, but bad news. I have not watched the other episode yet because guess what? They wasted like 80% of the budget on the first episode and they didn't have enough. I think they were like, oh, this will look so good. They'll give us the rest of the money to animate it this way.
And they said, no,
and
this
Max
is
was like,
David Zaslav now. He doesn't give us money for anything.
No, you have to finish it with what's left. And so it's literally not the same animation for the rest, and it's really bad animation.
Talk about taking you out. I mean, so we're not going to continue.
I've seen many TikToks where they're like, I had to stop watching 5 minutes into the second episode.
Not on TikTok. Stick to the graphic novel, everyone.
Yeah.
Right?
But it is good. And I think he's great to read alone at night in October, wanting to feel spooky.
Yes. If you want the Halloween heebie-jeebies, pick up some Junji Ito this spooky season.
And he does have another Netflix, which it's done in color, which I wish it wasn't in color. But Netflix doesn't have Uzumaki, but has other scary stories. And it has the balloon head one, which I think is one of the scariest.
Iconic.
And that is on Netflix. I think it just might be called Junji Ito's. Like
his name is worked into it somehow.
Yeah.
Do a search for Ito.
But that one's creepy. Where basically balloon heads of you come with a noose to hang you.
They're like,
the
oh
head of you comes
it's
to hang
me.
you. And then it hangs you.
It's coming after me. It's killing
so
me.
It sounds so stupid, but it's so fucking creepy.
It's so creepy. Yeah. Good stuff.
Anyway.
Good spooky season stuff. But enough about Ito. Let's talk about
what really
Agatha.
Agatha. It was Agatha. It was Billy Maximoff all along. Woo!
Oh.
We have some cameos.
What?
We have some reveals.
What?
We have some controversy.
We have controversy. And let's start there. Well, let's start here. What did you think of the episode overall? Because it's huge.
Great. It's great, but I do hate it when there's like the mid-season twist and you're like, let's get going. And it's like, now let's go back in time and see how we got there. But I'm like, but I want to see what happens next. So in the way, I now have to wait 2 weeks to see what fucking happens next.
Why 2 weeks? Oh, because of
because
of
like
episode in between.
From the episode where like I'm now waiting 2 weeks to find out what happened to
for
Jennifer
the next trial
and Lilia. Yeah,
I loved this. Of course, I desperately missed the trials, but when it opened with flashbacks of Billy Kaplan's bar mitzvah, I took my seat. A seat belt appeared in my chair, and I buckled it.
And I was watching this with, I'll give a shout out to my old coworker and friend, Nick Leone, who is a huge fan of this show. So I'm saying it right now because I know he's listening. Love you.
Hi, Nick.
I was watching it with him, and I was saying like, that's not the character that is who we're seeing now. That's
someone different.
That's somebody different. But that is kind of where the controversy lies, in this weird thing of like you're killing a Jewish character. And then the second controversy is you have a non-Jewish person holding a Torah, doing a bar mitzvah, also pretending to be 13 when they're 21.
I think we're getting a little too literal on like you have to be the demographic of the character you're playing. If you're going
and
to
some
act.
people are very for me it's just like it's a very gray mired tricky thing, but I think he did a great job. I felt it was very respectful.
I saw many
you know what I mean? So
many people of the Jewish faith who were actually giving Joe Locke kudos for his enunciation and pronunciation.
So that's the other thing is it's people are on both sides so I don't know, but I will say he did great. It is weird that he's playing a 13-year-old. And then
sure. I mean, did you exist in the 90s when 30-year-olds played high school people?
I know. But so I think some people, like, I think when Joe was watching it and he forgot, like, no, this is now 3 years later. Like, because I think a lot of people are like, he's 13 and he has a boyfriend. And you're like, no, he's now 16.
Yes.
Like, it's
I mean, but,
later.
you know, people's media literacy is an issue these days as well.
But that does lead, I'm just going to bring it up now. Well, no. I'll bring it up when we get to the part. So never mind. Sorry, I'm getting too far. But we get to the bar mitzvah.
The bar mitzvah opens with the bar mitzvah.
Number 1.
Reveal number 1.
I thought Billy put the sigil on himself.
Oh, so there's another thing that I was convinced of that I was so wrong about. But yes, one of those things is that Billy put the sigil on himself.
Nope.
Lilia
did. I did not see that coming.
Nobody did.
All.
Nobody saw that coming.
But then you look it back. Is Lilia is the one who was like, oh, there's a sigil on you. So she doesn't remember it, but she knows exactly what it is because she knows how to cast them because she fucking casted it. That's hilarious. And I love that each character shows up
intertwined
in this episode.
As if
do you know about the cutout scene?
I do know about the cutout scene, so let's talk about that. So what happens is the Kaplans get into a car accident because the Westview Hex from WandaVision is changing and doing something. It turns out it's shrinking. It's her pulling it back in. They don't know that. They get into a car accident, and unfortunately, Billy Kaplan passes. But in the moment he passes is when the soul of Billy Maximoff was released into the ethos, and it went into the body.
Words His first words.
And his first words gave away his entire... It was his I Want number, if this were a musical. He says, Tommy.
Tommy, can you hear me? It's his Yentl. That works.
It's his Yentl. This is about Tommy.
Yeah, he needs to find Tommy.
Which
now makes
total
me...
sense.
Who? Tommy's 100% showing up in this. Who's playing him?
I saw online that they are looking to cast Tommy for Vision Quest, for whatever the Vision show is going to be.
How could they not show up? He doesn't find him at the end? Unless
I don't know.
that means
I think it's like
instead he finds his mother.
We're collecting Maximoffs like Infinity Stones. Like over the next few years.
Say, I'm watching Heartstopper at the same time as this
yes,
show.
Same.
Joe Locke is a really good actor.
He's a really good actor.
And you can't be surprised by it. This person, Heartstopper, is his first acting job.
Yeah.
And then he got cast, he auditioned to be Wiccan, got cast, and then was like, oh, I can sing too. I'm going to audition for the Broadway musical Sweeney Todd. And he gets it. He signed a deal with the devil. This is full on Rosemary's Baby shit going on.
It really is. He's so Faustian but he's so impressive in these shows, and he's so... Billy and Charlie are so different from one another. But also in his interviews, he's so in charge. He's so like... feels like a kid who knows who he is and just has confidence and like sees the world with clear eyes. I don't know. Big fan of Joe Locke.
Yeah. And in this, Billy is... They had him be... Because I don't even know how much... Is Wanda... She's always telekinetic, but was she telepathic with everybody or just with Billy? Or was that more Billy's thing?
No, she could... she was always a mind reader.
Yeah, she would read minds.
Yeah.
But this one, which isn't really in the comics, he's not so much. But here, he's full on like telepathic.
Yeah.
And he finds that like when people are over emotional, he hears everything that they say. And so we see him hearing his parents being worried about him. He hears the boyfriend saying that he wants to say he loves him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we also see the boyfriend texts him.
So this is this was the other thing.
Heart.
So when Eddie, first of all, the boyfriend Eddie, like, is his name Eddie because Marvel hasn't decided if he's going to be Hulkling or not? So there's like, they can either be like, no, Theodore. His name is Theodore. It's Eddie Teddy. Like, that's him. Or they'd be like, no, he's not Hulkling. His name is Eddie, not Teddy. I feel like they're really 1 foot in on whether or not this is going to be Hulkling.
Yeah. They're just gauging on how this actor, how hot he gets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Remember, that's what they did with, what's his name from Twilight? Taylor Lautner.
Oh, Lautner. Yeah.
Because they were like, you're replaceable. And then he went to the gym and they're like, all right,
you're good.
You got the bar. We all want to jerk off to you.
Now go to... And that is Hollywood.
Although, were you team, what was their names? Team Jacob or Edward?
I was team neither.
Twilight. You didn't like any of them?
I didn't care for it.
But you're gay. Which one were you more attracted to?
I would definitely be team Edward.
Oh, okay.
I have a big crush on Pattinson.
The thing is, I like Robert Pattinson now that he's like aged a bit and put some beef on him. But when he was all pale and gross, no, I liked. When I first saw him in that Harry Potter, I was like, "Stop the press! Who is that?" I want him to Cedric Diggory in my butthole.
When he died, I said, "If I can't have him, no one can."
Exactly.
Okay, back to the Blackheart.
He's the Blackheart.
I died. He's the Blackheart. It's not Rio. They put that line in there, "My Blackheart beats for you," to fool us.
But also, why? It explains why it's a black heart, because Lilia did the sigil, so she can't write his name. It was there the entire time.
Amazing.
It was all there.
Can we talk about how Patti LuPone is responsible for the death of Charles Xavier? Because
wait, what do you mean?
She put the sigil on Billy so Wanda couldn't find him. I feel like if Wanda, like Darkholded Up Wanda was looking for Billy, she would have been like, oh, his soul is in that kid. Like, she totally would have seen him, but because of the sigil, she couldn't find him, and so she went crazy, and
then
Multiverse of Madness happened.
Xavier in the other universe. You're right. That's 100% true. Why she couldn't find them. That's
Butterfly
terrible.
effect, Patti LuPone.
Well, also, when they are in that car accident, Alice shows up as the cop saving them.
And this
they
is
cut
the
out
deleted
a
scene,
which I wish they kept in,
mm-hmm.
where she's like, what's your son's name? And she can't understand
The father
it
keeps saying it, but
she's
she
a
can't hear it.
witch.
It's real good.
Brilliant.
It's real good. So then I think kind of the next big thing that happens is, you know, he's starting to piece together. He doesn't really have his memories, but he's starting to piece together who he is. And it's really, a lot is made clear when he meets with our surprise guest, who a lot of people speculated was the guy in the bucket hat in the trailer, Ralph Bohner. Ralph Bohner, played by Evan Peters in that stunt casting from WandaVision, who went through a very traumatic event with Agatha.
Even more traumatic, because he explained even more. Like, I originally thought he was just like kind of a golem that they created. But apparently she married him and took over his house. And just made him like a mind
and controlled
slave.
him. The wild thing is like how she gave him. How did she give him superhuman speed? That's some power. But
I do not know.
The other great thing is like she definitely did take over his house, because when Billy tracks her down to snap her out of the spell to get more answers about finding Tommy, she's wearing she's in Ralph Bohner's house. She's wearing Ralph Bohner's Bohner Family Reunion. Pitch a tent camp themed T-shirt.
So fucking good.
Such great touches. At one point, Evan Peters is like, I left my Blu-ray connection behind. When Billy is in the closet, kidnapped, like gagged and tied, you see stacks of Blu-rays behind him. Just these little touches. But speaking of that, that was one of my favorite parts, was when Billy does get into Agatha's house, how we are seeing the scenes from episode 1 from Mayor of Easttown play out from his perspective in our reality.
And what did you find? There was something that the way they filmed something was very interesting.
Ooh, say more.
When he was watching her talk to Rio, they did not show Rio. Like when he looks through the window, you see her talking and you never see Rio. And I'm like, can he not see her?
Oh, wow.
And I know the other witches saw him, but then I'm like, now like,
well, because she's different.
But then I'm like, because the other witches definitely, but did they ever? No, they talked to her too. But I was just like, how come they distinctly had the camera where it was her and you never saw Rio? And maybe it was like, hey, she wasn't free that day and we had to like shoot around it. I mean,
it's like she came to her in the fantasy, but not the reality, whereas Billy came to her in the reality and then was interpreted through the fantasy.
Yes. And so we see the part where we see where it turns into that those aren't pictures of a body. That's the flowers. That's the painting. And we see her coming out of it. And then she ties him up. One of the funniest lines. No, I don't want to go back in the closet.
And he improvised it, by the way.
Oh, he
Again,
did?
the power of
so
Joe
great.
Luck.
It's so great. And this is my favorite acting point after that.
Oh, my God.
Is when he says, I'm Billy, and he sees that she can't understand. And his whole demeanor changes. And I need to go back and watch it again, because his face where he's like, I'm Billy Kaplan.
No, he goes, I'm William. He goes, my name is, it's so well written. My name is William Kaplan. Yeah. And then when she's like, repeat it, he goes, I'm Billy Maximoff.
And he says that with so much like, it's so revealing, and he knows she can't hear it.
Mm-hmm. So he says it with like his full chest.
So that's the thing, is he's looked up what a sigil is, so he knows there's a sigil on him.
Or no, doesn't he ask her what's a sigil?
I think knows.
At some point,
he's been looking. He's been looking at that thing the entire time.
Oh, that's right.
And if he fucking said,
like
"I'm Billy Maximoff,"
yeah,
he fucking knows.
He fucking knows, and he's got that spell book. It's in there.
Yes, yeah. I think he realized he has it. So and it just kind of leads up to him now, and she's able. Agatha's able to crawl out of the mud that he threw her in.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of have like
a little reunion.
Now, I still have a question.
Yeah.
But I'll leave it till after we talk about. Say what you're going to say about Catherine Hahn.
I just loved her acting in this scene. It's like a real mix of, yes, the powerful one is here. Oh my God, I can't wait to suck him dry, and also
disappointment.
Well, actually, I was gonna say joy of like really like it's good to see you again, like a genuine connection, you know.
I think it's also the disappointment of it not being
yes,
her son.
When
she said it's good to see you again, it was so sincere, and that threw him for a loop. And he was like, I won't trust you ever. If we're gonna go on this road together, I will never ever. I've never trusted you. And this is where the question I have is, what does, because it seems like he doesn't remember his time in Westview.
Yeah, he had to be told. No, I think he had to be told by Evan Peters.
Is there something blocking him? Or why does he not remember
I'm not sure. Is that just the nature of
or
how he was
does he
created
remember it now? When the sigil was released, does he now remember it?
Maybe.
So that's something I'm a little confused on. And I'm also will say, do we feel it's weird that Billy, I'm going to see if you can no prize this to make it not problematic. Are you ready to no prize, Brett?
Ready.
The age of Billy Maximoff when he went into Billy Kaplan was 10. So a 10-year-old went into a 13-year-old, which means when he is dating that 16-year-old and kissing him, he is only 13 years old. No prize it, Brett. I can.
It's not just Billy Maximoff in there. It is also William Kaplan. So he's actually 14 and a half if you average it.
No. If we actually technically go by it, Billy Maximoff is technically at that time probably 3 years old, and I think because he has the speed aging, I think the speed aging sped aged him to the age he was when he went into that body.
Oh yeah, he's used to jumping years.
Ages.
There you go. You no prize it better than I did.
Well, I wanted to see if you could do it, and then show you that I do it better.
Yeah, and that's comic book queers, and that's Hollywood.
Oh my God! So now I really want to see because we see in the previews, Jennifer Kale, Sashir Zameda, she crawls out in a place that kind of looks like either not the road, or it looks like Oz. Or I'm very curious of where is she crawling out from.
I feel like we're getting set up for the images we've seen in the Patti LuPone, where Agatha's Elphaba,
witches.
Patti LuPone is Glinda, Billy's Maleficent. I think we're about to get to the Disney witches trial, which is going to be Patty's. I also think she blurted out something that is very indicative of her trial, because all of the tarot cards that she's been blurting out have been coming true. And so she says the tower reversed. Mm-hmm. In the tower card, as you know, it's people falling out of a tower. But what we've seen in the previews is kind of a Willy Wonka fizzy lifting drink thing where there are swords hanging from a ceiling of a giant castle tower, and they are being floated up as if they can't stop being lifted up, which to me is the tower reversed. They're not falling down, they're falling up.
I also thought, because the tower is as a tarot card reader, the tower is the chaos card. And chaos, it's literally chaos.
Wanda and Billy.
That is Wanda. And Wanda was in what? A tower that collapsed. So the tower reversed may be a thing of like, oh, you might be the key to bring Wanda back.
We've also seen, I think, some images of Alice that we have not seen yet in the show on the trailers.
I've heard that they're like flashback stuff.
Okay.
Or maybe it's showing her being taken off to the other side by Rio.
Maybe, and that's how we learn who Rio is.
Yes. I love how everyone's just like, Rio's death, and it still hasn't been revealed, but everybody fucking knows.
Is she the villain? Is Rio going to be the villain? Or is Agatha? Or are we going to get a Mephisto?
It's Mephisto. I don't know yet. I don't know.
I mean, there's got to be a big villain. Like
right now, I will say it's doing, and I hate to bring up this. This show is doing what Harry Potter used to do for me. And I know Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling is a piece of garbage and she can go suck an egg. But when I read those books, they were magical. And there were so many red herrings. I never fully was like, this is it. Other than the Funko Pop reveal that we were like, this is it. Even with the Billy stuff, they put some red herrings where you're like, wait, is it Nicholas Scratch? Like they're making it where I don't know what's going to happen. And I love it. I love it.
There are people out there who are convinced that Billy killed Sharon and are pointing to specific things that they saw in the show.
I mentioned that last week.
Oh, that's right.
That's possible. I think it's possible, but he doesn't seem evil.
No, it's wicked.
So I think this past reveal, he doesn't seem evil. So I don't think that's true anymore. It's great.
All right.
Do we have to talk about comics now?
That's a lot of witchcraft. I think we should talk about comics, but mostly a lot of X-Men comics. Let's go.
It's mutants with powers, Omega for hours. Bitch, let's read some X-Men.
Fantastic. So we really want to X everybody up. We have got a number of X-Men books to talk about, but Evil Jeff, I thought we would just kind of contain our reviews a little bit, and I came up with a device for us to talk about. It's kind of like a bop or flop kind of thing. And for each of these issues, I think we should say, is it Omega or is it Smegma?
Isn't it Schmegma?
Is it? On the Jersey Shore, we always said Smegma.
I like Omega or
Schmegma.
Okay, we'll go with Smegma.
So basically, is
Omega
it good or better?
I will go by what is written on here.
Go by what is written on the card. I did not look it up.
I hate Schmegma. It's one of my top least liked things.
Well, then use it carefully.
Okay.
And let's talk about our first book. So, our first one is Exceptional X-Men #2.
This is Omega. It's well written.
It's Omega.
But they need to get to fucking Emma. We're on episode 2 and she keeps just showing up at the end of each episode.
So what happens? What happens?
See?
Good thing you're not high. What happens in this episode?
We meet the other two. We knew that there were going to be like 3 kind of new young mutants, and we meet the other 2. We met the first one, and now we meet the other 2.
Yeah, the other 2 are Tao, and we haven't. I don't think we've gotten the name of Mood Ring Boy yet.
Yes, but it's interesting because Tao, and I don't know how I feel about this. I'm either going to really like it or I'm going to really hate it. But Tao is a phaser and becomes invisible and can kind of do either or and can't really control it. But
sounds like a really good protege for Kitty Pryde. Similar powers.
Cypher is somewhere around going, fuck my drag.
Yes, I always think that because I think Cypher is a great character, just in terms of the look and the power set. But literally, it's the exact
same power set.
I know, but Cypher is like Cypher. You never know she's there, which is why I like the character so much. Oh well.
They should have Cypher and Forget Me Not be on a team, but then it turns out they've been on the team the entire time.
Forget Me Not died, and because of that device fell out of.
They never knew.
Ooh, yeah, they never. Yeah.
They don't remember.
What was that character's name from that Nightcrawler book? Oh my God. I can't think of it right now, but yeah, nobody remembers
the tall
Forget-Me-Not.
one. Was it the super
the tall
skinny
one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is we get introduced to who is Axo is going to be his name, and then Tao is going to, I forget what her name's going to be. They encounter Kitty Pryde while she is on a date with a
lesbian
lady.
date. She's trying to date this girl, and every time she tries to do the date, she meets mutants. I wonder if that maybe the date is a mutant. She's causing it all. She's the villain.
Kitty's secondary mutation is
can't get pussy.
To not be able to get pussy. So they're in a cute date. She takes her to a high school football game, and at the high school football game are some high schoolers, believe it or not. And then they cause trouble. Mutants fight. Humans fight.
Can I just say this? Lesbians are on a different world, because for me, that's a full hard pass. If I was asked on a date and was like, "Can you come to my cousin's baseball game?" I'd be like, that's red flag. But I feel for lesbians, it's fine.
I think it is
lesbians.
adorable.
It's fine. Gays, that's weird. It's weird.
Oh God, I can totally see that happening on like The English Teacher or some show like that. Therefore, I think it's hilarious.
I don't know. Going to see young teenagers play sports is creepy to me.
Well, I mean, you could also, see if they're weird. It is creepy.
Also, as someone who lived in Chicago, they're given a few good Chicago shout outs. The parking situation.
That's good.
The tickets. I was like, oh yeah, this feels like, the fact that she is in Wrigleyville. It seems like, because it's always about, when the games are let out.
She's in Bridgeport, so she's probably near
in Bridgeport.
Yeah.
Oh, she's probably near the Bears then.
Yeah, or the Sox.
Oh, right. Ugh. I forgot about them.
At old U.S. Cellular. I don't know what it's called these days.
But anyway, Kitty is also. It's really sad because you can see already Emma Frost is telepathically being like, trying to get some, baby. Like, she's like telepathically.
She's so eavesdropping.
She's seeing.
Like, listen, nobody loves Emma Frost more than me. That's inappropriate. To be eavesdropping telepathically on her date.
Oh, trying to get some poontang, Kitty. But she
Voyeur.
also is like seeing mutants being treated like crap. And that's the thing, is it's also interesting because she's hiding the fact that she's a mutant. It seems like she is not out and proud.
She kind of wants it all behind her. Yeah.
And I think that's why Emma is prying, because
that's
Emma's
why she's prying. 100%.
Emma's like, you have gone over the edge and I'm not going to let it happen. I'm not going to let it happen. She's the one that knows like something's not right. And she's trying to act like she's normal, but she keeps seeing these kids in need. And this was my favorite part of the book, is she reenacts, which is so funny. It's when Emma tries to kidnap her, but she sees when she first meets Aurora in the malt shop, and they talk about like, you're going to come and be our family.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck, like, and it's just like, girl, that's you. That's the real you. This you you're pretending to be. I just hope that she's like, I was pretending the whole time. I am a mutant. I don't want to be a bartender, and I don't want to be a lesbian. And then you're like, no, keep the lesbian.
And typical Emma fashion, she shows up, looking like, at first seeming like a heartless C word, but we all know she cares more than anybody.
And basically, the three kids afterwards, they're like, be my protege, help me out, be my protege. And she's like, all three of you can meet and you can all be each other's proteges.
One of the funniest lines, she's like, this will solve all my problems. Just having the three of them like meet and talk and go away.
And no, they're all just like, and you can train us, you can help us. And she's like, no.
Now
they
you have
show
three
up
kids.
to the door to her apartment. And then they're like, let us in. And she's like, no. But then suddenly Emma shows up being like, fine, I'll take him. And then she's like, no.
The best comic book issues end with the line, Emma, no.
Is great. All right. What's next on the list? We got some schmegas coming up, or omegas?
I don't know. Let's find out. Sentinels #1. Oh, this is a tough one. Let's talk. I'd like to talk it through before we make a judgment.
Okay. So this has an old character. I can't remember when he died, but this is Larry Trask.
Yeah.
Is back was resurrected.
Wasn't Larry Trask the one who Cassandra Nova put her hand through his head in the opening Morrison?
Because I thought he was already dead. I thought he was distant relative.
He was like a distant cousin. Yeah.
He's already dead because Larry Trask is a
Larry
mutant.
Trask. Oh, he was a
mutant.
mutant.
Who can see the future
it's all coming
like
back
Destiny.
to me. Yeah.
He can see the future kind of like Destiny. And he wears this like amulet to like make it not happen.
Yeah.
And so he's always like, I'm a mutant, but I don't want to be. But because I hate the mutants.
Complex character.
So they put him kind of in charge of the Sentinel program, someone that's super conflicted about, I need to save these mutants, but maybe I don't, but maybe we need to stop them, maybe we need to kill them. And it looks like basically these new Sentinels, rather than building these Sentinel robots, they're taking soldiers that are about to die and it's kind of like the Reavers. It's basically the Reavers.
Very Reavers.
And then they're putting basically Sentinel stuff on them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of what happened to Omega Sentinel?
Yeah, absolutely.
So is this maybe the precursor to her?
Well, it wouldn't be a precursor because she.
Because it already happened. No, that's right. The future version of her was just. But all that happened during the past. I just kept thinking because that one came from the future, but never mind.
Yeah. So this is a team that's like taking down mutants. This is like a revenge squad. These are all people evidently who have paid the price because of, or like lost families or themselves because of mutant violence.
And a lot, are they in Xavier's mansion?
No, but they're working with the
they're
people
dropping
at the
people
prison.
off at Xavier's mansion, the prisoners.
Yep.
And yeah, I think that's it. Well,
the first one they go after is Omega Red. So, eye roll from me and you. We see that like the program is unstable in that one of them goes too far and is taken over by the Sentinel wiring, and essentially they have to put him down.
Has to be put him down. So they all know that this new lease on life has an expiration date because at some point the Sentinel programming will take over and then they have to be killed.
Yeah, they're experimenting on the Blob, which made me very sad. And I think he gets away, though. He like escapes and runs out.
Maybe they don't show. He runs out, but they don't show because it's in like a prison. Like I don't know if there's the other doors are probably locked, but
yeah, he ain't getting far.
Yeah, and it is Omega Red, which I hate. But is there anything else you want to say about?
Well,
this?
yeah, there's another villain that I'm like, wait, really? We're doing that? The end page reveal. Somebody has a premonition about Onslaught.
Yeah.
Ugh. You know what? Schmegma.
I'm going to say Omega, simply because it was actually kind of well written and it kept my interest. And although I do hate Omega Red and I do hate Onslaught, the other stuff I felt was interesting. I may change my tune seeing where this goes.
Okay.
But do you think the whole Xavier being catatonic and kind of trying to escape is going to lead to him becoming Onslaught? Do you think that's what this is referencing?
I think Onslaught's like a fully separate entity at this point, like always
that's
out there.
Stupid. Well, yeah, no. Let's
talk about X-Force. X-Force number 4.
Schmegma.
This is. I just don't care. Like I'm reading the book, and I'm like,
they're not upping the stakes. They're just kind of trotting along with the storylines that it's like Nuclear.
Stakes we don't feel. There's no
and
rest. It's
but
just
look what we have. We have Man-Thing, and I'm like, no one cares about that.
One convoluted thing after another, and then I'm sorry. I mean, I know they're maybe going for a little bit of a hint of Excalibur in this, but
not enough.
Yeah, not enough. And then at the end to have alternate versions of heroes be like, oh my God, look what's going to happen next issue. It's going to be alternate Avengers and Storm's on it. I'm like, well, Storm's on the real one too.
Yeah. Also, we've been there, done the alternate universe.
We've been there, done there.
That's not a big scary reveal. So is
no, it's kind of like cheating at this point.
But are they in a different universe, or is the universe like collapsing because of the crack? And like, I don't know. But in the end, I don't care.
In the end,
Schmegma.
It's
This is a dick full of cheese, a cheesiest of dicks.
This was a mistake.
All right, what's next?
Oh my God, fucking Phoenix. Phoenix is next. Let's get a good look at her. Look at her. Look at Gore the God Butcher. I took one look at this cover and went, I still don't give a shit.
Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you right now. They put fucking Carol Danvers. They killed Jean Grey. I still didn't care one fuck. The whole thing was like, look what happens. Jean Grey is powerful. No, she's not. Yes, she is. Look, I'm going to kill her. I'm going to stab her in the heart and she dies. But look, she comes back like a phoenix. She's immortal. We already know that. I don't know. You're like, you did a whole issue to say that she's immortal when we know she is? Go fuck yourself.
Like the fact that the Phoenix dies and come back is an issue 4 reveal. I don't know. Like Stephanie Phillips is a great writer. I don't mean, I appreciate.
It's not even about the writing. It's the
right.
story.
It's more the story.
The story is the problem.
The writing is fine.
Not interesting.
Yeah, I don't care about this because, like, there's something about her. It just doesn't feel like Jean, and I think it's because she's always like go go go. Like even the Carol Danvers stuff was like, we have to hurry up and have fun. You know, like everything is just so. It's kind of like X-Force too. Everything is so like go 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 go. And you're like, wait, what? I read Phoenix and I read X-Force sometimes, and I'm like, what? Huh.
Here's what I would have done if I had this book. Because we've done the Phoenix gets so overwhelmed with her powers, she loses her humanity. I would like to do one where she becomes so godlike that she kind of loses the ability to like be in a relationship.
Yeah.
And so she's kind of like, I don't have time for your silly shit, Scott. Like that's the book I want it to be about.
It could be. I have seen preview drawings. I think she's going to get sort of like an evolution. Jean, she's going to become a true...
Like a Pokemon.
Pokemon?
She's going to go full Charizard.
She's going to get like a glow up. She's going to become like a little bit more of a cosmic... Like her default state is going to be a little bit more like binary.
Love it.
So we'll see.
And then Scott's going to be like, I'm not attracted to this. And then Emma's like, come back to me, lover. And then Kitty's like, but I'll fuck you. And then Emma's like, wait.
And then Jean,
are you having panic attacks, Scott? That's a turn off.
I'm not attracted to that.
All right.
So yeah, and it's like, okay, now Jean has to. Anyway, we've said it over and over. What are we looking at? Uncanny X-Men 4.
Whoops,
I didn't have time. I just wrote X-Men.
Uncanny X-Men 4.
Uncanny X-Men 4. In the Darkness Awaits Sarah Gaunt. This is a great cover. This cover reminds me of the Outback days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And this is going to be Omega. I felt this one.
Omega.
It's a little more, not as many reveals and things happening, but it's good. It's good.
Did we overtly say Jean is Schmegma? I don't think we said it.
Jean is Schmegma.
Yeah. Cosmic.
Yeah.
Schmegma. I always thought it was like an implied H in that word. All right. Yeah. So uncanny is.
Is it a Yiddish word? It feels like a Yiddish word.
I think maybe. It's got some. Yeah. So this is basically Rogue versus Sarah Gaunt. Yes. And then Gambit being like, what do you mean Rogue's getting her ass kicked? Let's go.
Oh, just want to say real quick, it's spelled both ways.
Oh, cool.
It is spelled Schmegma or Smegma.
Yeah. I think it's a regional dialect thing.
Yeah. Here it is. WebMD. Smegma, spelled S-M-E-G-M-A, is a thick, white, cheesy substance that collects around your genitals.
I hate that. Why do I have to say cheesy? Just you can say thick and white.
That
and that's
cheesy
fine.
should not be a medical term.
No.
That should
thick
not be
white semi-solid. I don't like. What do you? Ew.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
Sarah Gaunt.
Uncanny.
She's
Sarah
like
Gaunt.
she's like walking smegma. She's so gross. She's so strong. She's so powerful. Where does she get it? Who is she?
I think the key. Well, we see a preview of Xavier being, oh no, and I'll say he's my favorite artist right now.
This artist,
His art
this
is so
artist,
fucking good.
It's so good.
It's
David
so
Marquez. It's so good.
It's kind of like Jim Lee and Alan Davis and Pepe Larraz, like all combined into one.
Yes, it is.
Like
it is.
I love it.
It's great.
But lo and behold, Xavier's a douchebag. Sarah, when they were dating years ago, is pregnant, and he's like, "Oh, pregnant? I don't.
But my work.
What? I don't. My work. I don't want to be a
straight
dad."
man.
And so first of all, does she have a kid? And is the kid somebody now? Is that going to be a reveal? Is Rogue the kid?
How long ago was this, do you think? So this is like a long time
when he's
ago.
in college. I mean, this is when he's in
yeah,
school.
so the kid is no kid.
No, so this kid is an adult. So this kid could be like, Rogue had real parents, right?
Right?
I'm wondering if
Don't do this to me, Gail. Gail.
If it's Rogue could be the
Gail.
baby, which means Charles is Rogue's dad.
Gail, do not. Another reason for is that why Mystique,
I kind of am here for it. I'm here for
Bitch.
it, girl. I'm
is
kind
that
of
why
here for
Mystique
it.
hates Xavier so much?
Yeah.
Girl, here's your thumbnail. Oh my god.
We could be completely wrong. We could be
The other option,
wrong.
I always think they're giving Calico, the horse girl. So I wonder if she's like
That
the
could be it, too.
granddaughter. Is she
That could
Xavier's
be it, too.
granddaughter?
That could be it too. But something happens where
horse.
we don't know what happens to that baby. We don't know if she kills the baby, has an abortion, has the baby.
She's gonna drown the
But
baby.
something happens where. But I will say she seems really bitter, and she seems bitter enough to maybe go make a deal with the devil. Like she's Madeline Pryor level deal with Nastrif angry.
Well, they give her backstory, girl.
Although I don't like.
She was trapped under that water for 3 days. She died.
Water? Oh wait, she did.
Yeah. She was trapped in a hurricane. Her house was swept away and she died. And what
with
came out of the water
baby.
was this
That's right,
monster.
with the baby. But how then? But how did she get those powers?
Something was in
She
that
had
water.
to have made some deal with something.
Yeah.
But I think she probably did have the baby then too, just living in that house.
She did have
fucked
the
up.
baby. The kid did not. The kid is not with us. The child perished.
No, he did not.
No, he's now Calico's father. So anyway,
Or
she really,
Rogue.
she's really giving it to Rogue. And then Wolverine is like, okay, we're going to go. I mean, sorry, Gambit. Gambit's like, okay, we're going to go. And Jubilee's like, I'm going. And then the kids, I love these kids. These kids are like, we're going to. Classic new mutant nonsense. We're going to. We have powers. We can help. Classic. I love it when that shit happens.
And they're doing they do this. And this was an exceptional. An exceptional doing this is mutant.
But Axo didn't
like-
know, and he's like, stop making Spider-Man fingers at me. It was the cutest thing. I love Axo. I kind of like Mood Ring Boy. It's fun.
Yeah, he also seems gay. But you know, who knows? I think everybody seems gay. I also am convinced. What's the dead boy's name again?
Death Dream?
Death Dream. Joe has Death Dream's haircut right now.
Nice. He should be Death Dream for Halloween.
No, nobody's being, because I sent you my picture.
Oh, so he's
going-
connected to Jean
I'm going
Grey?
as Jean Grey, Gene
Gene
Grey. He's going as Emmett Frost.
Stop. I hate him. Don't show me that picture. I'll get jealous.
He's going as boy Emma Frost.
Fun.
He's in a white tracksuit with the tracksuit over the shoulders, like the
Oh my
cape,
God, yes.
and a frilly lace like undershirt with like superhero white boots, and then the X-Men belt, and then he's gonna have like the classic.
The fuck around Bob.
I'm using the what's it called, my Drew Barrymore Scream wig.
Oh, perfect.
As the Emma
perfect
wig.
for classic Emma, vintage
It's
Emma.
going to be great. I'm excited. No one is going to know who we are, but I don't care.
I will, but I won't be there. And then Wolverine shows up and he's like, "Let's go get that bitch." And that's X-Men.
Yeah.
That's Uncanny.
Love it. And she was like, "Don't come and save me." And they're like, "We're going to fucking come.
We're coming to save you." Led by Wolverine.
I forgot to read. Is this the
Wolverine
last
number
one?
2? Saladin Ahmed.
Oh no, there's another one after this. I forgot to read this.
Let me tell you this. This book is great. Saladin Ahmed is great. I loved it. So what happens in this book? So, the whole like Nightcrawler, Cyber, all that stuff happened. So Logan is alone in the woods and Department H shows up.
Is Nightcrawler still there?
No, he's gone.
Okay. But is Cyber, is he off now getting attacked by whatever that thing was?
He was killed. Something ate
I thought he was
him
killed and then changed and became like a demon or something.
Yeah, like something wanted his adamantium.
But we don't know
what
about yet. Okay.
Yeah. But this I thought was really cool. So Wendigo, the classic Wolverine villain, the big white like wolfy thing that lives in the Canadian woods, Wendigo, was in the X-Men 90s arcade game, was a level boss in that. And the Wendigo lore is that if you resort to cannibalism when you're stuck in these woods, you get the curse of the Wendigo and you become this big white monster with a hunger for flesh that can only say its name over and over. So Wolverine has fought Wendigo so many times. So Wendigo attacks, and instead of saying Wendigo, it goes, "Help." And it turns out it's a teenager who ran away from home with his friend, ran away from a boy's home with his friend. The friend passed. They couldn't survive. So the boy
like lost in the woods. They just ran away, and then one of them died. That's so depressing.
And then the boy ate like a little piece of his friend to survive, and the boy turned into the Wendigo, but he still kind of remembers that he's a boy that needs
Is that
help.
how the curse starts, from cannibalism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever see that movie Ravenous with Guy Pearce and the guy from Trainspotting?
Yeah.
That's about Wendigo. Anyway, so it's just really good. Like, it was just a really cool. So now Wolverine has got to protect this Wendigo from Department H, from its own hunger, and just try to help this Wendigo maintain its kind of teenage humanity. I think it's a pretty cool story.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's Omegma.
It's Omega.
It's Omegma.
That's probably more accurate. All right. The coup de grace.
Can I just say, Wendigo kept on telling me, I'll give a little fun fact here.
Oh, what?
Did you know Wendigo, did you know the name Wendy was invented by the writer of Peter Pan?
No.
The name Gwendolyn existed, but the name Wendy did not exist until Peter Pan. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. Did you know Coca-Cola created the modern version of Santa Claus?
Oh, capitalism.
With a capital ism. How about Mystique? You can't spell Mystique without ism.
Oh, there's something in my mouth, Brett.
What else is new?
It's kind of cheesy.
Oh, God. Oh, is it?
There's so much schmegma. Much schmegma.
Yeah.
I hated this.
Yeah, it was really boring. What?
And you're going to do Maverick?
We're going to do Maverick and, not well. We're going to do Maverick and it doesn't feel...
I mean, Maverick it's on the level of Omega Red, red flags. This is going to be boring.
But also, this is Nick Fury Jr. and S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff, and which is fine. I don't... You know what? I don't...
her. But
I don't mind, Nick Fury Jr. has to track down Mystique and she's impossible, but this just didn't hook you in. A good first issue of a comic is basically supposed to be the thesis statement of the comic. It's supposed to be the whole run of the comic distilled down to one issue. And if this is just people looking at cork boards with strings on it and pictures and real obvious bait and switches about who Mystique is,
But the thing is, the bait and switches were boring. They needed to have an opening. They should have had an opening mission where she was like 15 different people.
Or just like
showing
really,
how dangerous and cool her powers are.
Like really fool us. Or do like a thing like Saw did where it's like, oh my God, the killer is the dead body on the floor that was there the whole movie. Like do something that like, wait, the dog was Mystique? Like that's bad.
Well, that's what they tried to do because they tried to be like, wait,
really
you don't have
not.
your powers? Wait, you're Mystique. And he's like, no, it's really me. I don't have my powers. And then Mystique was the other one. But I'm like, not good enough. Sorry.
Yeah. So we go through this issue. It is a lot about Nicholas Fury Jr., who's basically the Sam Jackson, Nick Fury. And then at the end, we'll just cut right to the end. Guns a-blazing. He comes into Mystique's home, shoots up the woman who he thinks is Mystique sitting. And I don't know if it's... Spoiler. Destiny.
It's just Destiny's...
it's her mask. But is it her? No.
It's not her hair color. It's almost like a red-haired color.
Yeah.
And also, you're not going to spend all that time resurrecting Destiny
just to kill her
to
like
then
that,
kill her
like
off?
pretty much off camera.
If they kill her off, I'm going to quit the show. I'm just going to be like, I'm leaving.
Absolutely.
I'm leaving the Marvel universe. Are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
This shouldn't be called Mystique. This should be called Mistake. And so, double schmegma.
Schmegma in my eye. Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
my God.
No.
Fuck it.
Well, that's really sad. I was excited about a Mystique book,
But I do think the Destiny thing is like a red herring.
Oh,
There's no way they're
definitely.
gonna kill her off.
Definitely. Well, that is it for our X-Men roundup. And dare I say, our episode?
Yes, I think we're done. We
Oh,
did
my
it.
goodness. So we've got, I think it's going to be a wild episode 7 of Agatha coming up.
Oh my
We
God.
also, did you catch the bootleg video of the Daredevil Born Again trailer that they showed at NYCC?
No, I did not.
I did not go to New York Comic Con because I had to go to a wedding in Chicago. But yeah, they showed a trailer. I saw it. Looks promising.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe we'll talk about that next time too.
Sounds good.
Okay, darling.
I
you're
think
looking...
the other thing, there is something else I want to talk about.
Okay.
And it is the fact that all this talk of schmegma
Yeah.
is making me think about all the dicks I've sucked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Why do I keep sucking all these
I know
dicks?
why.
Do you have any idea why? Tell me why, Brett.
It's because you've read so many comic books.
Oh, right.
Because if you
'Cause
read
if you
comics, yes. Well then
that makes us
queer.
Bye.
Bye.
Sentinels.